Mary had a little man.
The fault, dear Brutus.
Liftoff. The clock has started.
We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon.
I have a dream today.
Change has come to America.
You put your gun in my freaking face. So he had a shotgun and an AR-15.
Turn up your mind.
Ted, my boy Ted. How you doing, man? How you doing? Listen, you're our number one client rep here at Public Image Strategery because you take on the tough jobs.
Yeah, thanks, boss. Yeah, I'm always up for a challenge.
Well, this time, Ted, I got an easy one for you. I mean, a big fat target.
Oh, you mean the Chris Christie thing? Well, yeah.
I can laugh because the doors are closed, but no, this time you're going to be attacking something everybody already hates: racism.
Wow, that's great, boss. I really could use a chance to...
Specifically the racism of Oprah Winfrey.
Oh, no. No, I knew there would be a...
No, Ted, follow me here. We got her dead to rights, spewing racist hatred. Listen to her rant against those who would dare criticize Obama.
And that occurs in some cases and maybe even many cases because he's African American.
Pure, unadulterated hate speech. I'd put that up against anything ever said by a regular white person.
Look, boss, I really don't think you can...
Hold that thought, Ted. Hold it and then kind of discard it. But hold it. We have to have the high ground on this one, Ted. Listen to Mark Levin's angle as he goes after Oprah's blatant hatred.
I really find her despicable. Not because she's black, not because she's a woman, but because she's despicable.
Note how he specifically said, not because she's black. It's all written for you, Ted. It's right there out in front of you.
Please, boss, I just can't not this
I know. You're too nice of a guy to go on offense. Look, if you would rather play defense and protect the downtrodden, well, we just got a call here from that guy, what's his name, Zimmerman?
Okay.
George Zimmerman.
Okay.
Huh?
Just send me the file on Oprah Winfrey. I'm in.
You already have it, Ted. Duct taped under your chair. We put it there before he got in this morning. That's my winner.
Okay.
Say hi to Sally and the kids for me.
Wendy, but thank you.
Yes. So the angriest white men in the country have decided that they are going to attack Oprah Winfrey. Oprah is now the racist. Oprah is.
Do you deny that President Bush, the younger, was more vilified than President Obama?
I do.
You don't think that... Did you hear what the left was saying?
Let me just tell you. I do think more has been thrown at President Obama, and it hasn't stuck. He's the Teflon man. He's no question about that. He's able to do that. But he has been taking these attacks since he was a state senator from Illinois, when he was a U.S. senator, Illinois, when he was elected in 2008, when he ran against one of the great men who serves in Congress now, John McCain. He was elected again in 2012 when he ran against our former governor, Mitt Romney. And he has always been and will always be, as long as he lives. Just think about this, 2012, less than a year ago, just before he was reelected, it was Donald Trump saying, if you give me your transcript from college, if you give me your birth certificate, I'll give you $5 million. Come on now.
Listen,
we've already
you
solved that
can't
issue.
control.
Why are we still doing that?
You can't control individuals from doing what they do. But Miss Winfrey is indicting this country in Great Britain for being a racist country which objects to President Obama because of his skin color. Flat out false, not true, and you just made the point. He was elected twice. Black Americans comprise 13% of the population. Okay? So just the facts. Is there one legitimate news organization in this country, anywhere, Professor, that has used race to attack Barack Obama? One. Is there?
A lot of them.
Give me one. Give me one.
A lot of them. If you look at what has happened to President Obama from the first time he ran for office, there were ads in all of these papers about whether he was a Muslim. That has
Give me one news organization, one that has used race to vilify the president. You can't. You can't give me any.
Wow, that is something. Bill O'Reilly challenging Charles Ogletree, who is a professor at Harvard, to name one news network. He said legitimate, though, which I guess leaves Fox out, right? But he says, give me one legitimate news network that's used race to attack Barack Obama. And no one can name, the pressure of a name of a news network that's used race to attack Barack Obama.
This president, I think, has exposed himself as a guy over and over and over again who has a deep-seated hatred for white people or the white culture. I don't know what it is. I'm not saying that he doesn't like white people. I'm saying he has a problem. This guy is, I believe, a racist. Look at the things that he has been surrounded by.
One network that's used race to criticize President Obama.
If we look specifically at the 10 items in the church, for example, commitment to God, basics, simple, nobody would disagree. Commitment to the black community. What if it was a commitment to the white community? Commitment to the white family versus commitment to this church, which says commitment to the black family.
Right. Well, the first thing I did in the column that I wrote was interpolated the words black for white, and I looked at it and
interpreted.
Suddenly, I was looking at this really scary doctrine. You know, it was something that you'd see in more like a cult or an Aryan Brethren church or something like that. I would go beyond saying that they're Afrocentric. They're African-centric. They refer to themselves as an African people, and that somewhat disturbs me from the viewpoint of, well, do they consider themselves Americans? Do they consider themselves Christians?
Oh, God. The pressure of a network that would use race to criticize Obama. Let's see. German Americans, they have Oktoberfest, but I don't see anybody challenging them as being Aryan or, cult-like. Hanukkah falls on Thanksgiving. I will have latkes on my table. I don't know. Let's see. The pressure of a network that uses race.
We know the stories of Asians immigrating and running rings around people born in this country academically in California. We know all about the immigration, legal and illegal, to get into the country. We know that the standard of living has risen. We know that technological advancement is going along at light speed.
Really?
And yet during this period of time, whether it be the last 57 years or be it the last 20 years, it seems that a majority of the black population has remained angry, frustrated, and behind. They've been left behind. They're acting like they've been left behind, and of course we've heard that this is because of racism, natural, systemic, institutional racism in America, that we are unfair, that this country is just horrible and rotten. Do you ever ask yourself how it is that people not even born here can come here and in a few short years begin prospering in school, their own business, and yet people who are born in this country somehow have been raised to hate it, to think they're still back in the days of slavery?
The pressure of a network, the pressure...
Let me tell you something, folks. Oprah Winfrey has no idea. Oh, I know she's black, but she has no idea.
Oh, my God.
No idea. Most of us have no idea what it's like to live in a country that really is brutally racist or brutally anti-Semitic or brutally any of these things. We really don't. And I'm not talking about older people in this country who lived through segregation and those horrific events. Obviously, they do.
Older people. Older people. People who have lived through, I guess, the 50s, the 60s, or the 70s, I guess he's talking about. He's not talking about that. That would be Oprah. But anyway, I'm searching for the pressure of a network that would use racism to criticize the president.
I don't call him guy with rabbit ears. I call him a monkey. I voted for the white guy myself.
The high class decorum exhibited by President Obama. He's a street thug.
President Obama is the most successful food stamp president in American history.
This president, I think, has exposed himself as a guy over and over and over again who has a deep-seated hatred for white people or the white culture. I don't know what it is.
The Tea Party is tired of blacks, Negras, Muslims calling us racist.
I don't want to make people's lives better by giving them somebody else's money.
Well, somebody said, oh, because I brought up the birth certificate, I'm a racist. How could I be? I just picked Arsenio Hall.
I have a great relationship with the blacks.
This is an ugly strain of racism that's running through this whole thing.
The African American community should demand paychecks and not be satisfied with food stamps.
His perspective, as growing up in Kenya with a Kenyan father and grandfather, their view of the Mau Mau revolution in Kenya is very different than ours.
NASCAR people understand that's a little bit of a waste. They understand it's a little bit of uppity-ism.
Some people want to say that there's still, rampant racism in America. No, it's not. It is not. I would recognize it if it were.
It seems like denying racism is the new racism.
But most of our contemporaries do not. This is a nation that's changing demographically. We're told this all the time, and it's true.
You're such an idiot.
More minorities in this country with every passing day through birth and immigration. Where do people want to come from the third world? Where do people want to come from all these countries that are not considered white or Caucasian countries? They want to come here.
They want to go anywhere. They don't care where. It just so happens when you're talking about Mexican immigration, they're right there on the southern border. But when you talk to people who are living in Sudan or people who are living in, places in Africa that Somalia or places that where there's civil war or strife or people are getting killed because of a brutal dictator, they don't care if they come here. They don't care if they go to England. They don't care if they can migrate to Germany. They don't care where. If they go to Canada, they don't care where. This idea that everybody just wants to come here, just here, is so stupid. It's so ridiculous. And, of course, the idea that, you can't name a network. You can't name a network, according to Bill O'Reilly, that uses race to put down the president. Therefore, Oprah is the racist.
Yeah, well, that is Oprah Winfrey. I have to tell you, folks, I find her despicable. I really find her despicable. Not because she's black, not because she's a woman, but because she's despicable.
Why would you have to name specifically black and woman if you don't have some bigotry in your heart about blacks and women? See, I don't hate her because she's black or a woman, which is normally why I would hate. No, I just hate her because she's despicable. Oh, good. Let's attack Oprah. Let's do that. 18 after.
Randy Rhodes.
Fearless. Honest. Real. This is the Randy Rhodes Show.
You're listening to 540 AM, your progressive prescription.